Hi, loves. It's TJ, and I help people live big, beautiful lives through self care on steroids so that they can live happily and abundantly. And I want to just share a quick story about how I even got started into this. I just felt this pull. I would say maybe 6, 7 years ago, I just felt this strong pull to be helping people. I knew that I was supposed to be doing something to help people. And I was like, God, what? What is it? What does it look like? How do I start? And I remember being in the car, and a lot of times is when I would have this conversation because I would just be by myself. And I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? And you have to I know you have experienced something like that. Like you knew you were called to do something, and maybe you know what it is, but you don't know what it looks like. It's like, dude, I have a 9 to 5. Where am I going to find extra time? I'm already busy. I have the children, the family. Where am I going to find extra time to fit this in? Or, I'm working my job. I don't want to quit and then move into doing something else because what if that thing doesn't pay enough in order for me to be able to sustain and take care of my family? Or what does that look like? Am I going to be judged by people that I care about because now I want to do something totally different with my life than what they are accustomed to or what they might be comfortable with? And even judging yourself, and you just, sort of ignore that call. But if you feel that, it is your job to answer it. We are all made uniquely different on purpose. It's by design because we are supposed to be doing something with that. Now, with our purpose, it doesn't mean we are supposed to be on a grandiose stage, but it means that perhaps we are supposed to be pouring the gift that we have into another vessel that may be on a grandiose stage and share it with the world in order to change it and make it a better place. Okay, so I said all of that to say I had this pull and I wasn't necessarily ignoring it, but I was dismissing it because I didn't know how it was going to look and didn't know where to start. And, when you experience loss of loved ones who were once highly spirited and vibrant people, or even you have loved ones whose lives have changed because life happened and they're highly spirited and vibrant, youthful people, but they're no longer able to do the things that they used to do. You have to remember, like, you need to answer the call while you can. We cannot take for granted our gifts. We can't take any day, any minute, any hour or second for granted. And it is our job to obey the call, obey the pull. And so that's what prompted me to get started. I was like, okay, I don't know how this is going to look. I don't know where to begin, but I do like to talk. And what better arena to get started on where I can reach more people, reach more lives, but social media. So here I am. I am here on social media. I'm on the YouTube search engine, and I'm just here to help people, help them change their lives, and get off of my own butt and live in my own purpose. And I encourage people to do that. I encourage everyone to live in their purpose. I know it sounds cliche, and maybe that's what it is, but it is definitely truth and power in that. And I'm going to give you an example. I don't believe that things are by coincidence anymore. I believe that there are synchronicities, which are signs. I believe, just looking back on my life and all of the nuggets that were dropped before me. Now, I am where I am now. Some people say, oh, well, it's so late. No, it's never too late. You are where you're supposed to be when you arrive. Okay. And I'm just looking back on my life, like all of the nuggets that were dropped to lead me to this point, like a Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this was all set up. And I'm trying not to burst into tears because it's so like powerful and magical, and I'm so happy and grateful for it, but I'm saying all this just to remind you to do what you have to do to share your gifts with the world. And it doesn't have to be on social media necessarily. It doesn't have to be on a grandiose stage or any stage at all. Your gift and your purpose could be behind the scenes, pouring yourself and your good energy into another vessel or vessels to change the world. So, whatever, for example, if you feel that your call was to be this really good parent and you just said, no, this child, I'm pouring everything into this child because this child, like, and it's not that you necessarily have a vision, but it's almost like that. Like, you putting the pieces of the puzzle together, you see things and wait a minute. It's sort of like that. And I know it sounds strange to some people, but I believe a lot of people know what I'm talking about, but they have not vocalized it. They have not articulated it, or they may not know what it is. And I'm telling you, that's what it is. So, for example, if you are Betsy Baker cake maker and you are really good at it, and you can bake cakes and pies within your sleep. You know how some people, I don't care what they do, they touch it and it, bloop, that is what they are here to do, whatever that looks like, whatever that is. And if you are Betsy Baker cake maker, then bake those cakes, Betsy. Bake those cakes and feed them to the community. Whatever that community is, however that looks. Are you getting paid for these cakes? Are these cakes putting smiles and putting joy in children's lives? Children who don't have, children who wish they had a birthday cake. Just do not, I'm telling you, no matter how small you think it may be, it is not. It is not. That's my story. I'm going to stop babbling, but I'm going to encourage you to be courageous and answer the call. Obey the pull. I'm T.J. Sykes, and I help people live big, beautiful lives through self-care on steroids. Until the next time, live simply and be kind.